Hello, folks. Welcome to Super Sunday. I'm in Louisiana with Louisiana Beer Reviews. Beverage Ramble is in Georgia with Beverage Ramble. And today, and we're probably going to have Michael join because he was asking if I was going to host it. And I said, yeah. And my friend David might join, but he's kind of busy today. But let me send him the link because he doesn't usually look at Facebook and get the link. So let's see.
So
let's see. Super Sunday link. Just post it real fast. There we go. Send it. Done. All right, there. Here's what I have today. OK Beer. That's the name of it. OK Beer. Yeah, it's from Okachim Brewery, established in 1845, and 5.6% alcohol. And there is a goat on the label, and he's hugging a beer mug. And because this is 5.6, it is a Bock, a Polish Bock beer. And that's what I have. And Jean has.
Yes, I have today. I said I was going to bring this Irish Cream Stout from Southern Tier. This is what I have. This was going to be my backup in case we did Stout Sunday or Super Sunday. This was the beer I'm bringing.
So Southern Tier Irish Cream Stout.
5.8% ABV.
5.8%. So we better get Michael in here. All right, now, so I poured the beer. This was sent to me by Douglas in Virginia. Douglas went on a road trip to New Jersey and got this. We can't get these in Louisiana. He can't get them in Virginia. He has to go to New Jersey to get it. So,
wow.
Yeah, it's golden.
My home state.
Yeah, it's golden, thin head, got bubbles, clear. The aroma is crackery and And let's look at that stout.
All right, hold on. Let me get my can opener. Hold on.
He's got to get his can opener. Hold on.
All right, so here it is.
When you're old and you're toothless, you're going to be laughing.
Yes, I know, right?
I'm going to be laughing more than you. All right.
I'm almost there, man. Almost there. So anyway, my glass is a little cold. So here's the Irish Cream Stout from Southern Tier.
Good, Michael.
I see pouring straight down the middle.
There's Jean-Pierre's link.
Yeah, so pouring straight down the middle like I don't usually pour straight down the middle like you do, Jay, but you know.
Yeah, well, look at that. Well, you're learning. One day you'll get there. Let me tell you something about Michael Komaroff while he's not on here. I heard that hey, Michael.
Hey, how are you? I had a little bit of a computer kerfuffle, so I was delayed. But
hello, Michael. How are you?
Hey, hi, John. Hey, Jay. How's it going?
That looks nice, Jean. I had so many kerfuffles. I had to buy a new computer and a new camera and a new everything.
And looks good, by the way. The new camera, super high definition.
It better be that's what they said, high def. The other camera still works, but it was low def. Yeah.
Standard.
Yeah, standard.
I'll get your beers as we go.
Standard box, but okay. Mine's is the Southern Tier Irish Cream Stout.
Yeah, I got OK Beer at 5.6.
Yeah, and mine's is 5.8. So
okay. And I have, Jay, if you want to write it down, 6 Point Stupor. Hazy IPA at 6.4.
Is that from Stevens Point?
No.
6 Point.
6 Points Brewery. Okay. Yeah.
Stupor.
Okay. I had their resin one time from 6 Points.
They're getting better. Right? They're getting better distribution as time goes on.
Yeah.
6.4.
4%. You have the strongest beer today so far, and other people might jump. hello, Sean. Join in with a beer. Okay. So Michael's gonna pour his and show us what his looks like. We can't get 6 point in Louisiana. We can't get even 5 point or 4 point.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, Michael, tilt the glass. Okay, Michael, that's good.
No.
It's not just me.
No, it's not just you. As everybody can see, it has kind of like a hazy look. The camera is showing it a little bit lighter than it is. It's actually more of an orange than a yellow. It looks yellow on the camera, but it's orange. And I guess, Jay, you're going to go first as far as the description.
Mm-hmm. All right. Now, this beer, what is that? Sean says, Old Vienna box in the background. Yeah, I bought some Old Vienna in New York State in Rochester in 2016, but we don't get it in Louisiana. Michael probably gets it in New York City. But
is it still being made, Jay? Old Vienna?
Yes. Molson.
So I haven't seen it in a while.
What's that?
Yeah.
Old Vienna.
What's that?
It's a beer.
Oh, it's a beer.
It's from Molson.
I guess it's under the Molson Coors banner now. It wasn't before, but now it is.
Yeah, Molson Coors now. So since they're a 50-50 partnership, they can brew it in Canada and in the United States.
Golden, Colorado.
Yeah, it's like Coors. They can brew Coors in the United States and Canada. They can brew Molson beers at Coors and Coors beers at Molson. Miller beers at, go back and forth. All right. Now, Okochim, OK beer, the brewery's 1845. I could never find out when OK beer was introduced, but that's okay. I know it was probably in the last 50 years. All right. Yeah, just say OV. That's the tagline, Old Vienna. Yeah. It was pretty good. Somebody who used to do beer reviews and hang out with us, drink some with me. And
you're not going to mention any names?
No. And we went on a tour.
Who could it be?
We went on a tour of the FX Matt Brewery, which was
John and I, we're both good detectives, so I think we can figure out who it is.
And it was an interesting trip. All right. But anyway, at the time, you all right, John?
I'm ready. Always memories with those stories.
Always memories. All right. My hair is kind of all right. Anyway, so at the time this beer was introduced, and at the time this brewery was founded in the 1840s, 1845. Interestingly, it was not called Poland. It was called Austria, because Austria used to be a real big country. Now Austria is a little state about the size of what? Connecticut or maybe Maryland, something like that.
Wasn't the Austro-Hungarian Empire like a third of Europe?
Yeah, they allowed Hungary to have independence in 1867, and then it became the Hungarian Empire. Before that, it was just the Austrian Empire.
Right.
But the Hungarians had an uprising, and the Austrians said, "Okay. You can rule the eastern part." And then the Hungarians were like, "Yeah." So then it was, I don't know about a third of Europe, but it was a big chunk. I mean, it stretched from Switzerland all the way to Russia.
Right. Russia was the biggest chunk and has been all along.
Yeah, and then it stretched from Germany down to the Adriatic Sea and to the Ottoman Empire, which today we call Turkey. So it was big. And just like if you ever drank that beer from Europe called Birra Moretti.
Mm-hmm. I have.
Yeah, when Birra Moretti first started, it was in Austria also. So that's how big Austria used to be. So if you look at a map today, you think, you telling me this little bitty old country used to rule all that? It's kind of funny, But anyway, so I'll pour it. And my family, a lot of my family came from Austria. I'm talking about
The brewery, I mean, that beer is available where you are in Louisiana, right? But no place else in the South.
No. It was sent to me.
Oh.
No, we only get one brand of Polish beers in Louisiana, and that's called Comus.
We get that here too in Georgia.
Jay, you don't get the Ziviet? You don't get the Ziviet?
Nope. Nothing. Only Combs.
But what's weird is that's a Heineken brand. You'd think that they would get. Well, I don't know. I guess they can't always come to every state. I guess
can't even get Birra Moretti La Rosa anymore, and that's a Heineken brand too.
Yeah, we get the regular Authentica, but the
too much other Louisiana beers forcing those beers out of the market. I guess.
But I love that La Rosa, boy. That thing was.
I would agree. That was good.
It was
maybe someday
on a Wednesday night get together.
Maybe you'll come back someday.
It was in a small bottle, but it was 11.2 ounce bottle, but it was 7% Doppelbock from Italy. And I thought La Rosa was a lot nice. All right. Anyway, cheers.
Cheers.
The aroma is bread, cracker. This is a bock, so it's a strong lager. It originated in Germany and Austria. Like I said, Austria used to rule this where the brewery is until 104 years ago. 105 years ago. And we do get some of these types in the United States, but they're cut with corn. They add corn products, mostly syrup, to help ferment it. So we get things like Mickey's Fine Malt Liquor, Colt 45, Double Malt. They're also 5.6, but they're not going to have the rich bread that this has because the corn kind of dulls it out.
This is more of German malt liquor, more so.
Yeah, Polish.
Their version of malt liquor, like our version of malt liquor here.
Yeah, Polish. Yeah, right. Bach. Right. Bach.
So, Andy Gator. I love that one.
That's a hell of Stoppelbach. Now, medium bodied. It's got a little bit of grassy bitterness, but not like a Pilsner. Pilsner going to have that 33 IBUs. This will have maybe like 17. Bocks are more malty than bitter. Medium bodied, mostly dry finish. If you've had Mickey's, if you've had Colt 45, you're gonna find this is similar. It's just that you're gonna say, "Oh, I didn't realize Mickey's and Colt 45 could taste so good." You know what I mean? It's like this is what they could be. But it's not. But they're not this. Because I don't think this is made with any corn or rice. It's in a 500 milliliter bottle. It's got the lady dancing on there. The old Polish traditional outfit that nobody in Poland wears anymore except at a festival. Looks like something Madonna might wear at a current concert, but this is
that lady. She's still around.
Yeah, with those boots, in a vest. But anyway, I don't know if you either one of you guys ever had this Okochim OK.
Never had it. I have to look. I doubt it will be a Total Wine, but but those type of beers I really love to try, like the Perlenbacher that I tried at Lidl. That they had their extra strong beer. That was like, I think 7. It was like close to 6 or 7%. That was really good.
We don't get Lidl. Michael, you never had OK.
You have had Zuiek Porter. Have you also had Zuiek Lager? Have you ever had that? They make a lager as well.
4.8%. Zviech is great. Their porter is unbelievable. You don't think a macro would be that good, but Michael knows it is.
No, it's up there with all the really good ones, for sure.
So Michael, you never had OK either.
I have not, but it's funny. I've actually heard of the company, but I've never seen it here. But
Oh,
it's
you heard
probably somewhere.
Okochim, yeah. Well, now these companies don't stay independent. It's owned by Carlsberg today. I'll show you the website if you want to see it. Anybody want to see it?
Yeah, good.
We always like to look at websites.
I love me Carlsberg Elephant.
Yes.
That is a good one.
Here we go. Okochim. Now, there's a Polish website, but the only problem is you won't be able to read any of it. I mean, you won't be able to understand any of it. And neither can I. All right, so let's see. Screen share. Oh, and guess what rate beer gives this beer?
Well, let's see.
Let me guess, a 40 out of 100, I guess.
It's comical. When you read it, it's comical. It's really comical. It's
look, Rate Beer has an agenda. Let's just put it out. They have an agenda. We love craft beer, but everybody else, y'all can go to.
Jay, is it in double digits?
They give it a 6 out of 100.
It's in single digits. Okay, and we've seen these before.
A 6.
That's why I don't bother when I do my reviews. I don't mention Rate Beer at all. I just mention Untapped and Beer Advocate. At least they're honest.
What do they give it? What do they give it by style? Because there's usually 2 points.
I think a 14.
Okay, so they're more generous in the style. Okay.
I think if somebody told me, "Hey, look, I got a beer. It's a 6 out of 100. Want to drink it?" I wouldn't drink it because I wouldn't want to die. Here's the website. You see it?
It looks like a handmade website. I don't know. It looks like a.
Oh, sorry, but this is from Carlsberg.
Yeah, the font and everything looks like, anyway, that's just me.
Okay, so they say it's been around more than 50 years, so we know it's at least from 1972. This is their cult beer with many different faces and one unique taste. It is by many regarded as the best brew in Poland, not by Rate Beer, resulting it to, I like how they're translating it from Danish. It's not coming across so well. Resulting it to disappear from the shelves so quickly that it becomes difficult to hunt one of these brews down. Yeah, difficult, like impossible in Louisiana. But that's, if you go to Carlsberg's website, it's an amazing website because they have beers that you just can't believe. Like, I'll show you some of the strong ones. I'd love to try these strong ones just for the heck of it, Like,
but these are ones that are just available in Europe. They're not available in the United States.
I've never seen them in Louisiana.
We don't see them here either. I've seen the Elephant and I've seen the standard Carlsberg, but that's about it.
Dolls is 12%. It's called a beer secco. In other words, it's a beer that's trying to be like Prosecco.
I would try any of these.
And then there's this one that's 12%. Oh, that's 9. But there's two 12%ers. The Golvag. This is from Norway. It's brewed with molasses sugar from Mauritius. That's an Indian Ocean island. And on our more than 70-year-old Dahl's yeast. It's a collaboration. And it's a collaboration between Carlsberg and look, Garrett Oliver of Brooklyn Brewery. Well,
man crush on the man. Man crush. Love the guy.
It shows you Johnny has his feet in all kinds of operations all over the place.
This would be something to try, wouldn't it?
I would love to see it.
I hate to see the price, but
just because of the bottle, it would be super expensive. But that, it's a one-time thing. You probably go for it. Yeah.
Now, real fast, I'll show you some of their less expensive strong lagers, which I'd buy in a second. Now, Jean's talking about Elephant, 7%. But wouldn't you love to try the Elephant Extra Strong at 10.5?
Oh, yes. But
yes.
I have to do it at home. They have to be at home for me to do that. I will not be on the street drinking that. No, sir.
Characterized by full-bodied floral fruity taste, followed by strong caramel and roasted malt notes. One thing I like about Carlsberg's website, they give really intricate descriptions of each product, no matter how cheap or expensive it is. Now, somebody sent this to me one time back in 2011.
Do you remember it? Do you remember how it was?
Yes. It was really good. And I think this one was made with licorice added. and they only sell it like around Christmas time.
What's the one that we had last week? The Kalamazoo Stout. That has licorice in it too. And we did Stout Sunday.
Well, at least they claim they put it in. So far, we can't really detect licorice itself.
True.
Maybe they just put in very
right.
little.
Yeah, you never can pick up the lip. But Carlsberg owns an incredible amount of breweries, and they have them from Ethiopia to Eastern Europe to Russia to it goes on and on. They have so many products. It is unreal. And most of y'all have tried this one. Not this one, but this one, the Baltic.
That one I've had.
Strong Pilsner.
Do they have? So they own the whole Baltica line? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, they bought it out. But they probably wouldn't want to talk about that right now with
Russia.
Yeah, Russia. You know, and now they got this new one here that just came out.
Strong cherry.
That's a kick. And then one more. I'll go back. One more.
Do they have the number 6 up there? The Baltica 6?
Oh, they have them all. Yeah, Kronenberg 7.2. Now I've had Kronenberg.
I've only had the straight one. I haven't had the 7.2.
But I'd be so fascinated to try the 7.2. I love strong beers. You know, they have so much more flavor and character. You know. All right, but anyway, enough of that. I don't want to bore you all to death. So Jean-Pierre is going to do the showcase of his product.
Okay. Hey guys, how are you this morning? Everyone out there, YouTube land, all across America, around the world. Hi. I am drinking the Irish Cream Stout. Right there, here it is from Southern Tier. The only Southern Tier beers we get here is their 2 times IPA. I think that's the only thing we have, but we don't really have anything else from them. So, like you, Jay, I mean, kind of sporadic. I know there's nothing down there, but here kind of sporadic for Southern Tier products. So. Unless I go to Total Wine, and that's pretty much it. Some of the stores, whatever, I won't find much Southern Tier stuff. So anyway, here it is, except for that IPA. Here it is. Irish cocktail imperial. Well, it's not inspired stout. It is a stout, not imperial. Notes of vanilla beans, fresh ground coffee, and Irish whiskey with a rich, creamy finish. Definitely creamy for sure. Using 2-row pale caramel, 60 debittered black and barley flake malts for this stout. Again, 5.8%. So it's pretty much, the head is pretty much gone since I've been sipping on this. So get a whiff of this. Definitely the vanilla aroma. I'm not getting that Irish whiskey thing, but definitely there's a little fresh coffee in it, but more of that vanilla note right there. So let's have at it. Cheers.
Cheers, John.
I'm going to bring up the website in a moment. Don't worry.
Take your time. 25 IBUs, of course, in this. Again, very creamy. Definitely the vanilla. Slight of that coffee, but definitely roasted for sure. Dark malts. When I reviewed this, I was saying it would be nice if it was a little bit higher ABV, but, you know, again, I can't be too greedy, right? So. But not too bad. I mean, again, I gave it a high score when I reviewed it. I think it was I gave it like a B+, I believe, score when I reviewed it about 2 weeks ago. So again, this was like my backup in case we were going to do Stout Sunday. So, but good finish. Definitely a little bit of milk sugar. Definitely is there.
Well, you're popular.
Thank you.
or in trouble.
Yeah. So anyway, not too bad. Like I said, don't they? I think Southern Tier also does an Imperial IPA, right?
I think so.
I remember
just what you're reading here. 25 bitterness units, 5.8. Look at all the different malts. Look all the different.
Yeah, exactly. A lot for a 5.8% beer. You know,
I've had some of their beers because we used to get their beers in Louisiana. We had Old Man Winter. We had quite a lot of their products, and then overnight their beers were gone. I was disgusted, believe me. All beers. Let's see. Do they have a what? You ask?
an imperial stout. Before I started doing beer, before I started watching you, Jay, I was picking up beers, different beers that I was seeing that you and everyone would try on, with Professor Dave and Eric, his channel, and a few others, Maria, a few others, and
What about
and I
Dave?
think I might have
mentioned
picked
Dave?
up one of their
you
stouts, imperial stouts, I believe. Again, when I lived in Mobile, we were able to get Southern Tier, and then when I go home up to Jersey, I would shop and look for some Southern Tier stuff. I was able to find it, easily.
Doesn't look like they have. Doesn't look like they have an imperial stout. Doesn't even look like they have, but just that stout that you have.
Yeah. So imagine if this was an imperial, this would be really good. But hey, like I said, I can't be spoiled that much. But overall, I think it's a really good, very very creamy, very satisfying, very rich, decent, stout, or if they want to call it a milk stout, if they want to call it. I think they did a pretty good job with this. So 5.8%, But that's it. I'll give you my score coming up. On to Michael.
Now, Mike, before we go to Michael, we just go ahead since we're on the website. Here's the.
That's when I had the resin. Yeah, the resin from.
Now, 6 Point is part of Brooklyn, right? But most of their beers are contract.
Well, now it's funny, now that they're in this conglomerate with Victory and also Southern Tier, there's a stupor. Most of the beers are now brewed at the Victory Brewery in Downingtown, Pennsylvania.
Oh, I see. Stupor when you want to sit out on the stoop.
Yeah, you actually came up the steps of my brownstone, and that's what a lot of Brooklyn is, having stoops to walk up. That first line of steps that you come up is called the stoop.
Oh yeah, like New Orleans. New Orleans, they
you have brownstones in New Orleans too.
They sit out. Well, mostly it's wood frame houses, but they sit out there in the evening when it's cooler, and they'll drink these kind of things on the stoop.
Right. All right. So I will start.
You want to read this? What it says?
Can you read it? I have glasses. Okay. I have glasses on, but it's pretty small print.
Okay. The beer. Let me blow it up a little bit. The beer after your shift, if you're like, say, driving a bus in Brooklyn, and the beer on your day off, at the park, in the shower, or chilling on the stoop, there's nothing better. Stupor is a 6.4% hazy IPA for the good times. It's bursting with tropical and citrusy aromas from copious Galaxy and Citra hops. Grab a step. Lab notes. Galaxy and Citra hops. So that they don't say much about it, but there it is. And I'll never see it in Louisiana, I guess, but maybe I will. But I'm not too confident about that. But it looks like it's only sold in cans. I don't see any bottles.
Yeah, 6 Point only made bottles in specialty things that they did. So, mostly cans. Okay. Anywho, Jay showed it on the website, but there's the stupor can. The light's not great. It's too bright. Anyway, so this is what it looks like in the thing. And like I said, it looks yellow to you. It's actually orange. The camera makes it seem lighter than it is. It's very hazy. Let's see if you can see through it. You can see through it. So it doesn't have the same kind of haze like some of the New England style. The haze isn't as deep, but it's obviously not clear. So, like it's not a standard IPA clear. So you can call it a hazy IPA. Looks that way. And you notice the head has subsided from one finger down to kind of a rim type head, and it's off-white. And let's get a nose on it. Getting grapefruit. Some of the hops are coming up, kind of like a toasted biscuit kind of nose on it as well. So you're getting some of the malts in there as well. Let me get a taste. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Welcome to Dean's and Sean and everybody else watching. Biff. Dean's beer reviews. Y'all ought to watch his channel. Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay, so the first thing you get is kind of like a bitter citrus, but it's not bitter to the point like the resin Jean that you had. So the bitterness is more subdued, but it's I don't know what the IBUs are. They don't list it, but I would guess it's more in the 35 range, maybe 40. The malt seems to balance the hops pretty well with this one too. Let's see what else I can get. There's a little bit of like a stone fruit, like a tropical thing going on, but it's more in the background. It's not citrus. Probably is the lead kind of flavor you're getting, with a little bit of tropical in the background. It's enjoyable though, and I think if you're looking for a specific citrus, it is grapefruit. It's medium mouthfeel, and when your beer is 6.4%, it's just a little bit above session, but you really can't taste the alcohol. So it's this could be a session beer in the way it goes down, but a little bit more oomph, 6.4%.
And what style is it again, Michael?
It's a hazy IPA.
I
Okay.
don't think you'd want to session that too much.
Let me ask you guys a question real quick. Is there oversaturation of IPAs out there right now?
There is definitely not an undersaturation.
Yeah. I'm just saying with these hazies and these double IPAs and Jay,
Yeah, a lot of people are complaining about it. They're saying it's like every time you turn around, there's another one. Getting on people's nerves. A lot of them aren't very good.
I am with you, and it does seem like Jay said they're oversaturated with very Midland products that are just they are IPAs, but they're not up to the really good ones that we do have. So they're just kind of, they put them out and volume style and hope to just make more sales and whatever. This one is above average though, so I will have a number for you when we come around.
Okay. Well, it's funny if you read the reviews on Total Wine and More. Their reviews are so different than Rate Beer. It's mind-boggling. If you look at these reviews from the last year for the OK beer, it's not many. I'll read them. It's only a few. A month ago, it's everything a beer is supposed to be. 5 out of 5 stars. 6 months ago, love it. This beer lights out. Best beer from Poland, and it is a go-to every time. 5 out of 5 stars. I get a pack every time I visit. Just the best tasting imported beer you can get for the price. 5 out of 5 stars. Favorite beer. This is hands down my favorite beer ever. The taste is great, very crisp and light. 5 out of 5 stars. A year ago, my favorite beer of all time. Nothing flashy, just a great beer. Wish you could get it at more bars. And from a year ago, excellent pale ale from Poland. Well, they got that wrong. It's not a pale ale. It's a pale lager. But anyway, if you're a fan of pale ales before America went hop crazy, well, like I said, whoever's writing this doesn't understand there's a difference. Then this beer is for you. Nice malt backbone with a perfect amount of hops to balance it. 5 out of 5 stars. Yes, I recommend this product. So the reviews from the just average consumer that buys beer at Total Wine is almost the total opposite of what you get on Rate Beer. So it's you got to try it and see who's right. If you're out there, folks, if you ever see Okochim, okay, if you think it's the worst beer in the world according to Rate Beer, one of the worst, try it. Or if you think it's wonderful, like they're saying, well, I'm not totally on one end or the other. I'm not saying it's the greatest thing, 5 out of 5 stars. No, it's not 100% great. But it is very nice, and I think it's at least a 91, A minus. It's not flashy like they said, but it's a 91. It's a most, not a most excellent, but it's excellent. It's into excellent, and it's pleasant, and there's no negatives with it. I don't see what the negative. There's no off flavors or aromas, and it's easy going. You can drink it down in a flash. Now, as far as my channel, real fast, I made a little mistake. I'm not going to be able to do Wednesday nights spring beers.
Oh man, guess what? I bought a spring beer.
But hold on before you get too mad at me. And I'm sorry, I just screwed up with the schedule. But I could do it Tuesday at 6:30 Eastern. We could do spring beers Tuesday instead of Wednesday at 6:30 Eastern. And I have a spring beer. That works for you?
Yeah, I'm down.
Okay, David can't join. He's got a bunch of business to take care of, so he's not gonna be able to join. But at least you and I can do it. And then if anybody else want, like John Anile or anybody, Michael might want to join, but I know he's got a lot of stuff to do. He's not able usually to join during the week. But beers for spring, not a beer that would be nice to drink during springtime. No, Jean, it's what?
Spring theme beers you have during the spring. And let me show you what I got.
Produced for spring only. It's a beer that's produced for spring.
Jay, you're going to feel better. Beer Advocate gives it a 79 out of 100 and says it's okay.
And okay is okay.
And okay, but it's okay-ay here, the way they do it.
Right, yeah.
But to be fair, that's the lowest rating of anything that's positive, because after 79 down, it's negative things. So yeah, they're not rating it high, but compared to beer, rate beer, they love it.
Yeah, Drewski's review was different. When you see a beer like okay, you got to do it on your own, because the opinions will be so varied. It can't be a 4 or a 6 out of 100. But on the other hand, you figure it's not 100 out of 100 either, so it's got to fall somewhere
in between
that.
And I don't think there are too many beers at all on Rate Beer, Jay, that are in the 20s, 30s, 40s, and 50s. They seem to either devastate it or it gets up into the higher ratings. That just seems to be the way I've seen Rate Beer.
Yeah.
They kill it, or it's somewhere more in the middle.
And they give a lot of hundreds.
And they give at the high end, they're really overboard.
And I don't give too many beers 100, but they give a lot of hundreds on Rate Beer. All right, Sean.
Sorry about that.
Sorry, folks.
Happy birthday. On the device calls me again. So anyway, my thoughts on this Irish cream beer, cream cheese stout. I'm going to give it a 89 out of 100. I think is really good. Wish it was an imperial, but hey, you get what you get. But I think it's very well done. Bless you. Very well done. Milk stout or cream stout, however you want to call it. Lactose, but sweet milk stout, I guess they want to identify.
89?
89 of 100.
Oh, it's power.
All right. What I got coming up on my channel. Hopefully, guys, you enjoyed my review of Heineken and Silver. That's all I got to say about it.
You're wrong. I think that beer is pretty good.
But also I did yesterday. I did the Atlanta ATL from Wild Heaven Easy IPA or Easy Ale. I don't know. The website says ale, but when I bought the beer, it says IPA. So anyway, Wild Heaven has solutions. Yeah.
Well, IPAs are ale, John.
Okay. Well, okay. All right. Well, when I had the can, it was said Atlanta Easy IPA. So, but I just put what I put down and on that website. So y'all see it when I reviewed it. But what I have coming up, the review, I will be redoing Kirin Light. This is their light version of Kirin Ichiban.
Oh yeah, I've had it.
So I'm going to review that one coming up. Also, the one I was going to bring for spring, but as Jay said, it was a winter beer. But might as well go ahead and review it. This is the Bell's light low sun, 110 cal low sun, low cal wheat ale from Bell's. I'll be reviewing that. Also, this is the I'll make that last. From Wild Leap, past where John used to stay at in Georgia, but it's further out in LaGrange. This is their ETA Transcontinental IPA. Let me clear up the screen. The screen's a little murky right here. Excuse me. All right, a little better. Transcontinental IPA from Wild Leap, and I still got the Black Ops from Brooklyn Brewery.
Oh yeah.
So I got to review that. And
that's on the what kind of barrels? Red. What is it? Red Rose? What's the
I believe it is the what barrel is it?
Four Roses.
Four Roses. Yes. Four Roses small batch bourbon barrel. So that's going to be reviewed. Also, I have the Dragon's Milk white stout right here.
Oh yeah.
Got that to review. And also from Sweetwater, this is their triple tail. This is their Tropical IPA. And I got the new batch of Sam Adams. So this is the new version. So I'm going to review that. Probably do that today. So just to get my thoughts on what if anything is different with this new version or not. And of course, this is what I have for spring. I'll be joining you, Jay, on Tuesday, 6:30 Eastern, 3:30 Pacific for spring beers, and I have the Dogfish Head Nordic Spring.
Wow, I never heard of that in my life.
Yeah. This is an Indian Pale Ale brewed with orange peel, juniper, I don't know, whatever it is, and some berries. Yeah, so needles or metals, whatever. So that's what I have for that. It'll be Tuesday, 6:30 Eastern, 3:30 Pacific. Thunder Thursday. Is there any change on your schedule, Mr. T?
No, I think Thunder and Thursday should be fine at 6:30 Eastern.
3:30 Pacific. I'll be joining you. Liquor or liqueurs. I will have something on that. And then next Sunday, whatever it is, could be Stout Sunday, could be Super Sunday. 10:30 a.m. Eastern, 7:30 a.m. Pacific. Also, check out Eric's channel on Wednesday night. Also, he does a hangout on Thomas Meadow 75, Masters Beer Reviews, 7:30 Eastern for 4:30 Pacific. And Beer and Cheesers, that would be on Tuesday.
Yeah, I never joined now. It doesn't work out. The schedule doesn't work out for me.
Yeah. So that's at 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 Pacific. So Beer Man and his show. And I think Alex also does a show on Fridays at 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 Pacific. So there it is. Good day, everyone.
Right. It's Tuesday, Hector. Sorry. It's Tuesday. All right. Let me show y'all two more things real fast. Sorry about that.
Okay.
So I was at an Asian market yesterday, and I bought this. Originated in the Philippines.
Red Horse beer.
Yeah, it's 8%. But after we did the review, we realized this one is contract produced in Thailand.
Isn't Sing produced in Thailand too?
Singa, yeah. Sing. Yeah. So I don't know who's making that in Thailand, but we were shocked, But I said Philippines is closer to the United States than Thailand. And here's another thing. KBS chocolate cherry.
I've never had that one.
Neither me, and I'm not going to name the store, but something happened, and my friend David was elated because he got a 4-pack of this for $9.99.
Wow. David hits a lot of these really good deals, too. He's pretty lucky.
And I was at that same store a few hours before him, and I got it for $5.99 a 4-pack.
Wow.
Not making this up. $1.50.
Jay, in Louisiana, we will believe anything you tell us because some of the deals you get are off the wall. I mean, just like insane.
I told the lady at the store, I said, this is not the right price. I said, this is like $5.99 a bottle.
But I'll be glad to take it for $1.50 because I like it.
Oh, don't worry about it, sir. The manager said, just sell it for $5.99. I said, okay.
Thank you.
And then David said, I'd have bought every 4-pack they had. I said, yeah, but you don't want
to. He said, just bring the stuff up. I'll take it away.
I don't want to be a pirate, but I mean, that's like the greatest deal in the world. Oh, and as far as whiskey, and my friend David, if you're watching, see, you owe me because he insisted I give him 375 milliliters of this that I bought yesterday, White Horse Scotch. He got an empty bottle. He's like, give me 375. I said, I noticed a problem here. He said, what do you mean? I said, I see all the liquor, but it's going one direction to you, but I'm not seeing any bottles come to me. I said, this is the 3rd shipment to your house.
Okay, I have a new idea, Jay. You have to ask him if you can visit the beer cellar and pick something out that he's got stashed that you'd like to have. And you could split it with him, but tell him to take it out because some of it's going to go bad. Just some of the stuff he has is going to go bad.
It happened yesterday. He's like, well, what do you want to review? I said, well, you mentioned stouts. And then I pointed in his fridge. I said, what about this? He said, oh, 1050 barrel age. He says, you don't really want to review that today, do you? I said,
yes.
Yeah. I said, actually, I do. He said, but that's a stovepipe. That's a lot of beer. But he didn't let me know that before we got together for our tasting event, he had already drunk 6 beers at another dinner.
So he was pre-tuned up, and he didn't want to go for anything.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, okay, because he was at this event by the lake, and they had this like charity event. Because I knew something was like weird, because after we did some of our videos, he sat on the couch and was resting a little bit, and then I looked at him, and he was like sleeping, he's sitting up, and I was like, wait a minute. I said, oh, okay. He said, one day we'll try him. I said, yeah, at the end of the world.
He's got so much. He's got so much of it, Jay, that you probably won't reach it where you'll get to try.
No, I mean, I was just, and I told him, I said, I don't even care if I try it. I said, it's the whole point of it setting in boxes. What is the point of this? That's all I was saying. Now, as far as the whiskey, I said, next time I need it come in my direction. It's only going in one direction. And
he'll give you some next time.
Yeah, well, I'm not too sure. I'm going to give him one more 375, and then I expect a full handle. And it doesn't even have to be expensive, but anyway.
I got you. Okay, so I'm going to fall right in between your two scores and give this a 90, which is in the A- range. It's not the best 6-point IPA I've ever had, but it's certainly saying what it is. It's a hazy IPA, and it's fulfilling in that it's a good tasting beer and goes down pretty easy. And 6-point is readily available in my market. You can pretty much get everything they make, which is a good thing.
You're by their original brewery.
I started where the brewery was, and even though now it is brewed in Pennsylvania, in Downingtown, and the other place I haven't even heard of, Parkersburg. I don't know what the part of Pennsylvania that's in. And they still have Brooklyn on the label, but I think they only right now in Brooklyn specialty brew. So they're not really doing anything for mass market distribution. They might do some specialty things, and that's about it.
Aren't some of their, or at least that was the case, weren't some of their beers being produced in Memphis, Tennessee by City Brewing for a while?
That was before they got into this artisanal ventures deal where the three breweries are tied together. Okay. So now that they have the capacity in their brews, I don't know if they brew any 6-point stuff in Southern Tier, but I think they would have to list it if they did. That's in Lakewood, New York, upstate on the western part of New York State. So maybe they brew most of their stuff either in Downingtown, which is Victory, or I'm not sure where the Parkersburg one. It could be another Victory brewery too, and that's where most of it's coming from now. It was brewed in Memphis before at that Mass brewery. I don't even know the name of the. They do a lot of contract brewing out of there, or used to, and I think it was before the pandemic that they were overtaken by artisanal ventures. These are venture capitalists who own all three breweries. And the quality seems to be at least the same as it was. I don't notice any difference. So, whenever I see stuff coming out, I have one here also called The Pith, which is their double hazy IPA, which is at 8%. And it was also good. But it's, Sunday morning, so 6.4 might be more appropriate for Sunday morning.
I noticed a lot of craft beer products also coming out of Utica, New York.
I love the Mad X Brewery.
Yeah. Especially Brooklyn's, but not just Brooklyn. It's not just Brooklyn, but a lot of Brooklyn. But there's other craft beers coming from Utica. Yeah.
Well, their main beer, I think, was Saranac, which they brew. And that's still made. And it doesn't have a big footprint nationally like some of the other beers do. But you've never seen Saranac in Louisiana.
No, I haven't seen it here in Georgia. I've heard of the name, but never seen it here.
It's a full line. They have all the styles. So we get that here. And what's weird, we've discussed this so many times, Genesee, which Jay also visited on the same ill-fated trip in Rochester, I can get Jenny the Straight and Jenny Light, but they don't sell Jenny Cream Ale anywhere in this market anyway. And I asked them why, and it's a distributor decision. Now,
that's as good as it gets.
I don't understand it because I think the Jenny Cream would sell better than certainly better than the Jenny Light. Anyway, maybe not
a lot better. Yes, I agree with you on that.
That's a quality cream ale. I would buy it.
Yeah, and then you could go to to the Bronx and get Valentine Ale, which is similar to Genesee Cream Ale. But I talked to people in New York, and there was a guy that does occasional beer reviews, but not really consistently at all. But he lives in Queens, and he says, I was telling him about the Bronx. And he was looking at me strange, you know. I said, you ever been to the Bronx? You live in Queens. He said, I've heard of it, but I've never been there.
It's amazing to me that people that I understand Staten Island, you have to cross a major bridge, so the Verrazano, but the boroughs that they're all connected, I can't understand why you wouldn't have visited at any time. It doesn't make any sense. I spend most of my time in Brooklyn, but I go to Queens sometimes. I do go to the Bronx, and Manhattan is kind of the core area where everybody should go.
But a lot of Queens and Brooklynites don't go to Manhattan too much.
Yeah, they stick pretty much on their own turf, I guess, and don't really bother with it that much. Are we going to do a show and tell segment?
Yeah, we already did ours.
John did his. All right, so
I
you
did
talk
mine.
between each other. I'll get something to show.
I have some other,
Go ahead, Jay.
I'm trying to think. I have a couple of other show and tell things I could show you, like well, it's just Willetized Stout,
which I saw, the Lagunitas, which I reviewed. That was really good.
Yeah,
superb stout, Imperial. When I was in North Carolina, I didn't see the barrel age of 1050, but I did a rehash of the original.
David found the barrel aged, but
yeah,
I'm only getting to look at the can, you know.
But that's as good as it gets. But as far as what Mike was saying about Jenny Cream Ale, that's as good as it gets in terms of cream ale. I don't see anything that could come close to it. You know.
Well, Valentine's is close, but it's hard to find Valentine's even in New York City. Only in Bronx for some reason.
Now,
all right.
I know you guys can get. I don't know if you can get this one. You probably can. This is Lagunitas's example of a hazy.
Is that the maximum or that?
This is their hazy wonder.
Yeah, I've reviewed that.
It's sporadic in Louisiana, but you might stumble across it. Yeah,
and it's 6%, so it's not a killer.
Yeah. Now, I can get that here in Georgia.
If anybody, this one is special. I think we'll see after I try it. Do you get Amagang stuff in Louisiana?
We used to, but it's faded terribly.
How about in Georgia? Do you get Amagang?
Yes, we do.
Okay, this is called Everything Nice.
I haven't seen that one, but I've seen the other.
What is it? It's made with sugar and spice?
Strong blonde ale with seasonal spices and natural and artificial flavor. I'd be a little worried about the artificial flavor, but I guess it could be like an additive more than anything else. And it's 9 point even. But it's best by September of 24, so it's in good shape for a while.
Yeah. I never heard of that beer, and I read I've read many articles about natural and artificial flavors, and most of the articles say don't worry about it because they're not very different one from the other.
When you were in Cooperstown, did you visit the Baseball Hall of Fame?
No, I never went to Cooperstown.
Oh, so you've been in New York State, but you haven't been in that part of New York State.
No, I went around it, but I never went to Cooperstown, no.
That's where Amagang is located, and I believe it is now under, who's the Belgian brewer that owns it? It's one of the Belgian.
Duvel
Moortgat. So they seem to, they like Belgian style, and that's probably why they
bought Boulevard. They bought Boulevard for the same.
Boulevard as well.
Yeah, we toured the FX mat. But that was a disappointment in a way because when we got on the tour, they said, we're not running our canning and bottling lines today.
Kind of defeats the purpose of the tour. But
they were doing everything else. They were doing the brewing, but they weren't doing the bottling and canning. So that brewery does not run at full capacity. And then they went to Rochester to Genesee, and that was a joke because they don't even let you see the brewery. They only let you see this little showcase area at the Welcome Center. So, I mean, it's like, I don't want to see that. I want to see the actual brewery,
Did they let you taste Genesee 12 Horse Ale?
Yes.
At the location?
On draft.
I think the 12 Horse Ale is one of their better products that they make.
They let us try it. the guy said they had put it on the shelf in the stores. They said the problem was every time they would sell it in the grocery store on the shelf in cans or bottles, it would always go out of date. People weren't buying it. And then when they would pull it from the shelves, then people start emailing them or calling them, when are you going to start making it again? So they said they couldn't win. You know, it was like, it didn't justify making a bunch so it could mostly go to waste, you know?
Right.
I used to drink it in the day, and even at a time in the state of Pennsylvania when you had to buy a case of it at a time. That's no longer the case, by the way. They've changed their policy now.
Right.
In Pennsylvania, it used to be you had to go to a beer store, which was owned by independently but monitored by the state, and you had to buy a case. The only way you could get less was at a bar. In other words, you could take out a 6-pack from a bar, and that was the only way you could get a smaller amount. So it meant tying up more money in beer, but you got more value too, because it was a larger amount. They made it more reasonable. Whatever. So I used to drink 12 Horse Ale at that point, and I really liked it.
Yeah, it's a really good, got a much stronger ABV, of a richer flavor. But the Genesee never goes out of date. That stuff sells, you know, like the Genesee Cream Ale sells at a steady clip. You know?
Which is why I can't understand why they won't bring it down to New York City. It would sell here.
Who knows?
I mean, even New Jersey. I mean, I don't see Genesee Cream Ale, but which I was kind of surprised at once to some of the.
I mean, something else I don't understand. Why does it have to be in this 30-pack and 18-pack concept either? Why can't you have 6-packs like the old days?
Well, we got those in Louisiana. They sold Genesee Cream Ale twice in Louisiana. In 2014, it was in 6-pack of bottles, and in 2020. It was in 6-pack of cans, but both times, I think I was the only one that ever bought it.
See, the shame is when you sell some people will buy a 6-pack and not going to buy an 18-pack or a 30-pack or even a case 24 because it's a lot of beer to have, at one time. And
the only Genesee beer we get Genesee Cream Ale, but it's in 16-ounce cans and in a 6-pack. And we get the Genesee, the lager in a 30-pack. And like I said, I agree with you, Mike. That's a lot of beer. I have to share it with somebody. And I have to split that 30-pack either with my brother or someone because 30-pack, 30 cans of that lager. It's good, but that's too much beer.
Yeah, because you're drinking other things at the same time. And if you want to be trying different things and you buy 30 cans of the same thing, what are you going to do with it?
Yeah.
And that kind of stuff David wouldn't put in his museum because it's just,
ordinary,
ordinary stuff. But if you think about it, some of the stuff he has, I'm not saying it's not very good. It just won't keep indefinitely. You should tell him that some of the stuff he has, if it's a high alcohol stout, it's probably okay. But I'm sure he has something in the middle, which you kind of wonder about.
His stuff is almost all either barley wines or high alcohol stouts. But even most
of that would probably hold up for a long time, but it's not indefinite. Keep that in mind. It can pass the point.
I know, and I told him, but it's like you can't get through. You can't get.
I remember David. He was raving about Colt 45, how comparing it to a craft beer. I was laughing hysterically when he said that. Like, wow! All right, David.
He may have been.
He could have been joshing you, as they say.
Possibly.
Or he was deep into the hobby that day.
But Dave is a cool guy. I really enjoyed his company, man. He's a real cool guy.
Yeah, you stayed at his house. No, you didn't stay at his house, but you stayed
at the bus station. Yeah,
stayed there late.
Yes, I stayed there late. Got to the bus station on time to head back to Mobile. Yes,
and you were able to sleep on the bus.
Yes, I did. After all those beverages we had that day, yes, I did.
All right. Well, I believe it. I had to drive in a car, so I couldn't get involved in all of what y'all were doing. Anyway. It
was the best birthday. The best birthday.
Yeah, that was an interesting day. Well, anyway, any last comments before we get off the air?
Jay, thank you for hosting on Super Sunday. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Jay. You're welcome. And everyone enjoy the games and enjoy your Sunday and stay safe and stay alert.
Right, and enjoy watching Louisiana State University Lady Tigers beat the Miami Hurricane ladies tonight at 7 Eastern.
I will be watching that and plenty other games too. Yes.
Everybody have a good week. Have a good week.
Good day, everybody. Goodbye, America. Goodbye, world.